The Celestial Odyssey. Chapter 1. Whispers from the Abyss. The vast expanse of space stretched endlessly before him, an infinite tapestry of twinkling stars and swirling nebulae. Captain Zane Merrick stood at the observation deck of the starship Odyssey, his gaze fixed upon the cosmic canvas that unfolded before his eyes. The soft hum of the ship's engines resonated in the background, a gentle reminder of the technological marvel that propelled them through the abyss. Zane took a deep breath, savouring the stillness of the moment. It had been 3 years since the Odyssey embarked on its journey, a mission to explore the uncharted regions of the galaxy and unravel the mysteries that lay beyond the boundaries of known space. The crew, handpicked for their expertise and unwavering determination, had become a close-knit family, bound by the shared dream of discovery. "Captain," a voice crackled over the intercom, shattering the tranquil silence. Lieutenant Kira Voss, the ship's science officer, spoke with a sense of urgency. "We've detected an anomalous energy signature on long-range scanners. You'll want to see this." Zane's brow furrowed as he made his way to the bridge, his heart quickening with anticipation. Anomalies in deep space were rare occurrences, often harbingers of groundbreaking discoveries or grave dangers. As he entered the bridge, the crew snapped to attention, their faces etched with a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. Zane's gaze fell upon the main view screen, where a faint blip pulsated amidst the starry backdrop. "What have we got, Lieutenant?" he asked, his voice calm and commanding. Kira's fingers danced across the console, her brow furrowed in concentration. "The energy signature is unlike anything we've encountered before, sir. It's faint, but it appears to be emanating from a point approximately 5 light-years from our current position. The readings are highly erratic, almost as if the source is fluctuating in and out of existence."
Zane stroked his chin thoughtfully, his mind racing through the possibilities. "Any idea what could be causing it?"
"Not yet, Captain," Kira replied, her eyes narrowing. "But the readings suggest it's not a natural phenomenon. There's an underlying pattern, a rhythm to the fluctuations that defies conventional explanation." A hushed murmur rippled through the bridge as the implications sank in. Could this be a sign of intelligent life, perhaps even an advanced civilization? Or was it something far more ominous, a threat lurking in the shadows of the unknown? Zane's gaze met that of his first officer, Commander Alicia Kensington, a woman whose steely resolve had been tempered by countless missions. An unspoken understanding passed between them. They had come too far to turn back now. "Set a course for the anomaly," Zane ordered, his voice resonating with determination. "Maximum warp. Let's see what secrets the abyss has in store for us." As the Odyssey surged forward, propelled by the powerful engines, a palpable sense of excitement and trepidation hung in the air. The crew braced themselves for the unknown, their hearts filled with a mixture of wonder and apprehension, for they knew that whatever lay ahead, it would forever change the course of their journey. The hours ticked by as the Odyssey hurtled through the inky blackness of space, the anomaly growing ever closer on their sensors. Zane paced the bridge, his mind consumed by the possibilities that awaited them. What if they were the first to make contact with an advanced alien civilization? Or perhaps they were about to stumble upon a technological marvel, a discovery that could revolutionize their understanding of the universe. As the tension mounted, Zane found himself drawn to the observation deck, seeking solace in the vastness of the cosmos. The stars twinkled like diamonds, scattered across a velvet canvas, each one a testament to the unfathomable expanse that lay before them. "Can't sleep either, huh?" A familiar voice broke the silence. Zane turned to find Alicia standing beside him, her piercing gaze fixed on the view screen. Despite the years they had spent together, her presence still had a way of calming his restless spirit. "You know me too well," he replied with a wry smile. "This anomaly has my mind spinning with possibilities." Alicia nodded, her expression pensive. "Whatever it is, we'll face it together. That's what we do." Their conversation was interrupted by Kira's voice over the intercom. "Captain, you'll want to see this. We're approaching the coordinates of the anomaly." Zane and Alicia exchanged a knowing glance before making their way back to the bridge. As they stepped through the doors, a collective gasp rippled through the crew. On the view screen, a sight unlike anything they had ever witnessed unfolded before their eyes. A swirling vortex of energy pulsated in the depths of space, its tendrils reaching out like ethereal tentacles, grabbing at the stars themselves. The anomaly seemed to defy the laws of physics, warping and twisting the fabric of reality around it. "What in the name of the cosmos?" Zane muttered, his voice trailing off as he stared in awe at the spectacle before them. Kira's fingers danced across the console, her eyes wide with disbelief. "The readings are off the charts, Captain. This shouldn't be possible." As the Odyssey drew closer, the vortex seemed to respond, its pulsations growing more erratic, almost as if it were aware of their presence. Zane felt a chill run down his spine, an instinctive warning that they were treading into realms beyond their comprehension. "Maintain our distance," he ordered, his voice steady despite the uncertainty that gripped him. "I want full scans and constant monitoring of that anomaly. We're not going any closer until we know what we're dealing with." The crew sprang into action, their collective focus now fixed on unraveling the mystery that lay before them. As the Odyssey held its position, the vortex continued its mesmerizing dance, whispering secrets from the abyss that only the cosmos could understand. Chapter 2. The Enigma Unleashed. The Odyssey maintained a safe distance from the swirling vortex, its crew members working tirelessly to analyze the enigmatic phenomenon. Zane paced the bridge, his mind racing with theories and potential explanations, each more outlandish than the last. "Report," he barked, his gaze fixed on the view screen. Kira's fingers danced across the console, her brow furrowed in concentration. "The energy readings are unlike anything we've ever encountered, Captain. The vortex seems to be drawing in and distorting the very fabric of space-time around it." "Could it be some kind of natural phenomenon?" Alicia asked, her voice laced with skepticism. Kira shook her head, her eyes wide with a mixture of fascination and trepidation. "Highly unlikely, Commander. The patterns, the fluctuations, they're too precise, too deliberate. This has all the hallmarks of an artificial construct." A heavy silence fell over the bridge as the implications sank in. If the vortex was indeed artificial, it meant that someone, or something, had created it. And if that were the case, the implications were staggering. "Could it be a weapon of some kind?" Zane ventured, his voice laced with concern. "Possibly," Kira replied, her fingers tapping away at the console. "But if it is, it's like nothing we've ever encountered. The energy levels are beyond our comprehension, and the spatial distortions it's causing are, well, they defy the laws of physics as we know them." Zane's mind raced, weighing the potential risks against the tantalizing promise of discovery. They had come too far, sacrificed too much, to turn back now. A decision had to be made. "Commander Kensington," he said, his voice firm and resolute, "assemble an away team. We're going to get a closer look at this thing." Alicia's eyes widened in surprise. "Captain, with all due respect, we have no idea what we're dealing with here. Sending an away team could be extremely dangerous." Zane met her gaze, his expression unwavering. "I'm well aware of the risks, Alicia. But we didn't come all this way to turn tail and run at the first sign of the unknown. This could be the discovery of a lifetime, and I'll be damned if we let it slip through our fingers." Alicia held his gaze for a moment, then nodded, recognizing the steely determination in her old friend's eyes. "Aye, Captain. I'll assemble the team." Within the hour, a heavily armoured shuttlecraft detached from the Odyssey's hangar bay, its sleek form gliding towards the vortex with cautious precision. Zane, Alicia, and a hand-picked team of specialists sat in tense silence, their eyes fixed on the anomaly that grew larger with every passing moment. As they drew closer, the spatial distortions became more pronounced, the very fabric of reality seeming to bend and warp around the vortex. Alicia gripped the arms of her seat, her knuckles whitening with tension. "We're entering the outer perimeter," the pilot announced, his voice strained. A violent tremor rocked the shuttlecraft, sending consoles sparking and alarms blaring. Zane braced himself, his heart pounding in his chest. "What's happening?" he demanded, his eyes narrowing as he struggled to maintain his composure. "The spatial distortions are stronger than we anticipated, Captain," the pilot replied, his hands working furiously at the controls. "It's like we're being pulled in." Alicia's eyes widened in alarm. "Can you break free?" The pilot shook his head grimly. "Negative, Commander. The gravitational forces are too strong. We're being drawn in." Zane's jaw tightened as he watched the vortex loom larger and larger through the view screen. Whatever secrets it held, they were about to be revealed, whether they were ready or not. The shuttlecraft shuddered violently, the hull groaning under the immense strain. Zane gripped the edges of his seat, steeling himself for the inevitable. "Brace for impact!" the pilot shouted, his voice barely audible over the cacophony of alarms and creaking metal. In an instant, the world around them dissolved into a kaleidoscope of swirling colas and distorted reality. Zana felt himself torn from his seat, his body hurtling through a maelstrom of energy and spatial anomalies. Time seemed to stretch and contract, reality itself bending to the whims of the vortex. And then, as abruptly as it began, the chaos ended. Zane found himself sprawled on the deck of the shuttlecraft, his ears ringing and his vision blurred. He blinked rapidly, struggling to regain his bearings. "Status report!" he croaked, his voice hoarse. Alicia was the first to respond, her expression one of utter disbelief. We made it through. But where, or when, are we?" Zane hauled himself to his feet, his gaze falling upon the view screen. What he saw nearly caused his legs to buckle beneath him. Before them, hanging in the inky blackness of space, was a colossal structure unlike anything they had ever witnessed. It was a vast, sprawling complex of interconnected rings and spires, each one glowing with an otherworldly luminescence. The scale was unfathomable, dwarfing even the largest space stations and orbital habitats they had encountered. What is that?" Alicia breathed, her eyes wide with a mixture of awe and trepidation. Zane swallowed hard, his mind struggling to comprehend the enormity of what they were witnessing. "I don't know," he replied, his voice barely above a whisper, "but I have a feeling we're about to find out." As the shuttlecraft drifted closer to the enigmatic structure, Zane couldn't shake the feeling that they had stumbled upon something far beyond their comprehension, a revelation that would forever alter the course of their journey, and perhaps even the fate of the entire cosmos. Chapter 3. Enigma's Embrace. The shuttlecraft drifted ever closer to the colossal structure, its crew members gripped by a mixture of awe and apprehension. Zane found himself transfixed by the intricate patterns and pulsating lights that adorned the sprawling complex, each detail more enigmatic than the last. "Sensors picking up massive energy readings," Kira reported, her voice strained. "Whatever this thing is, it's giving off enough power to rival a small star." Alicia leaned forward, her brow furrowed in concentration. "Can we determine its purpose? Is it some kind of station or outpost?" Kira shook her head, her fingers dancing across the console. "Negative, Commander. The readings are unlike anything we've ever encountered. This structure defies conventional classification." As the shuttlecraft drew nearer, the vastness of the complex became increasingly apparent. Towering spires and interconnected rings stretched out in every direction, their surfaces adorned with intricate patterns and glyphs that seemed to defy comprehension. "I'm picking up faint energy signatures emanating from various points within the structure," Kira announced, her voice tinged with urgency. "They appear to be some kind of power conduits, or distribution nodes." Zane's mind raced, struggling to make sense of the enigma before them. Could it be some kind of advanced technology? A massive computational matrix or quantum processor? Kira's expression was one of bewilderment. Honestly, Captain, your guess is as good as mine at this point. We're operating in completely uncharted territory here. As the shuttlecraft drew closer still, a sudden tremor rippled through the craft, nearly throwing them from their seats. Alarms blared and consoles flickered with warning lights. "What was that?" Zane demanded, his heart pounding in his chest. The pilot's knuckles were white as he gripped the controls. "We're being pulled in, sir. The gravitational forces from that structure are increasing exponentially." Alicia's eyes widened in alarm. "Can we break free?" The pilot shook his head grimly. "Negative, Commander! We're caught in its grip. Brace for impact!" The shuttlecraft lurched violently, its hull groaning under the immense strain. Zane gripped the edges of his seat, steeling himself for the inevitable collision. But instead of the catastrophic impact they had anticipated, something far more insidious occurred. A brilliant beam of light lanced out from one of the structure's spires, enveloping the shuttlecraft in its radiant embrace. The craft shuddered violently, its systems flickering and failing as the energy washed over them. "What's happening?" Alicia cried out, her voice barely audible over the cacophony of alarms and creaking metal. Kira's eyes were wide with terror. "We're being scanned, analyzed. That energy beam is probing our systems, our very existence." Zane felt a cold chill run down his spine as the implications sank in. They were at the mercy of an intelligence far beyond their comprehension, a force that could unravel the very fabric of their being with a mere glance. The light intensified, washing over the shuttlecraft in waves of searing brilliance. Zane squeezed his eyes shut, his mind reeling from the onslaught of sensations. It felt as though his very essence was being laid bare, every molecule and subatomic particle scrutinized and dissected by an inexorable force. Just when he thought he could endure no more, the light faded, and a deafening silence descended upon the shuttlecraft. Zane opened his eyes, blinking rapidly to clear his vision. "Status report!" he croaked, his voice hoarse. "Systems are fluctuating," the pilot replied, his expression one of utter disbelief. "But we're still intact. For now." Alicia's gaze was fixed on the view screen, her eyes wide with a mixture of wonder and dread. "Captain, look!" Zane followed her gaze, and what he saw nearly caused his heart to stop. A massive aperture had opened in the structure's surface, revealing a cavernous hangar bay that seemed to stretch on forever. "We're being invited in," Kira breathed, her voice trembling. Zane's jaw tightened as he weighed their options. To proceed was to embrace the unknown, to place their fates in the metaphorical hands of an entity that could very well be toying with them. But to turn back now, after all they had witnessed, was unthinkable. "Take us in," he ordered, his voice resolute despite the uncertainty that gripped him. The shuttlecraft banked sharply, gliding into the yawning hangar bay with cautious precision. As they passed through the aperture, Zane couldn't help but feel as though they were crossing a threshold, stepping into a realm beyond their wildest comprehension. The hangar bay was cavernous, its walls and ceiling adorned with intricate patterns and pulsating lights that seemed to shift and writhe of their own accord. Massive structures, their purpose indiscernible, loomed all around them, casting eerie shadows in the flickering illumination. "Set us down over there," Zane instructed, gesturing towards a relatively clear area near the center of the hangar. The shuttlecraft touched down with a gentle thud, its landing gear sinking into the smooth metallic surface. A heavy silence descended upon the craft, broken only by the occasional crackle of static from the consoles. Zane took a deep breath, steadying himself for what lay ahead. "Maintain communications silence and keep the engines hot. We don't know what we're dealing with here." Alicia nodded, her expression grim. "Understood, Captain." As they disembarked from the shuttlecraft, Zane couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched, scrutinized by an unseen presence that permeated every corner of the vast hangar. The air was thick with a palpable energy, an electric charge that set every nerve ending on edge. They fanned out, their weapons at the ready, their senses heightened to the slightest movement or anomaly. The hangar seemed to stretch on forever, its boundaries lost in the flickering shadows and shifting patterns that adorned the walls. Suddenly a low hum reverberated through the chamber, growing in intensity with each passing moment. Zane's grip tightened on his phaser, his heart pounding in his ears. "Stay sharp," he cautioned, his voice barely above a whisper. The hum crescendoed into a deafening roar, and the hangar bay erupted in a blinding torrent of light and energy. Zane and his team were knocked from their feet, their weapons clattering uselessly to the ground as the forces swirled around them. And then, as abruptly as it had begun, the maelstrom ceased. Zane blinked furiously, struggling to regain his bearings. But what he saw caused his blood to run cold. They were no longer alone in the hangar. Chapter 4. Unveiling. Zane stared in awe and trepidation at the towering figures that had seemingly materialized before them. Humanoid in shape, yet clearly not of human origin, the beings radiated an otherworldly presence that sent shivers down his spine. They stood at least 3 meters tall, their bodies adorned with intricate patterns and glyphs that seemed to shift and undulate with each subtle movement. Their forms appeared to be composed of a luminescent, semi-solid substance that defied conventional understanding. As Zane's gaze met theirs, he found himself transfixed by the piercing intensity of their eyes that seemed to bore into the very depths of his soul, laying bare his innermost thoughts and fears. "Who or what are you?" he managed, his voice barely above a whisper. The beings regarded him for a moment, their expressions inscrutable. Then one of them stepped forward, its movements fluid and ethereal. "We are the Archivists," a voice resonated, seemingly from all around them. It was a voice that transcended mere vocalizations, carrying with it the weight of eons and the echo of cosmic profundities. Alicia took a tentative step forward, her phaser gripped tightly in her hand. "Archivists of what?" The being turned its piercing gaze towards her, and Zane felt a chill run down his spine as the weight of its scrutiny fell upon his first officer. "We are the custodians of knowledge, the curators of existence itself," the voice boomed. "We have walked among the stars since before your species first gazed upon the heavens with wonder." Kira's eyes were wide with a mixture of awe and apprehension. You're ancient beings. But how is that possible?" The archivist regarded her with an inscrutable expression. "Existence is a tapestry woven from strands of infinite complexity, Lieutenant Voss. What may seem impossible to your limited perceptions is but a single thread in the grand design." Zane swallowed hard, his mind struggling to comprehend the implications of what he was witnessing. These beings, these archivists, were clearly far more than mere aliens or advanced life forms. They were something else entirely, something that defied conventional categorization. "Why have you brought us here?" he asked, his voice laced with a mixture of curiosity and trepidation. The archivist turned its piercing gaze upon him once more. "Your arrival was not mere happenstance, Captain Merrick. It was a convergence of fates, a moment written into the very fabric of the cosmos." Zane felt his heart quicken as the being's words washed over him. "What do you mean?" "Your species stands upon the precipice of a profound revelation," the archivist intoned. "A revelation that will forever alter your perception of existence, shattering the boundaries that have constrained your understanding." Alicia's brow furrowed. "And what revelation is that?" The archivist regarded her for a moment, its luminescent form pulsating with an inscrutable rhythm. "The revelation that you are not alone in this vast cosmos, nor have you ever been." A heavy silence descended upon the hangar bay as the weight of the being's words sank in. Zane's mind raced, struggling to process the implications of what they were being told. "You're saying there are other intelligent civilizations out there?" Kira breathed, her eyes wide with wonder. The archivist turned its gaze upon her once more. "Civilizations beyond your comprehension, spanning realms and dimensions that defy your limited senses. Existence is a symphony of infinite complexity, Lieutenant Voss, and you have merely glimpsed the opening notes." Zane felt a surge of exhilaration mixed with a profound sense of humility. They had ventured forth into the unknown, seeking answers to the mysteries of the cosmos, and now they found themselves face to face with beings that could unlock the very secrets of existence itself. "What happens now?" he asked, his voice tinged with equal parts anticipation and trepidation. The archivist regarded him with an inscrutable expression. "Now, Captain Merrick, you bear witness to the unveiling of truths that will forever alter the course of your species. Brace yourselves, for the journey you have undertaken has only just begun." As the being's words echoed through the cavernous hangar, a brilliant light began to emanate from the heart of the colossal structure, bathing them in its radiant embrace. Zane felt a surge of energy coursing through his very being, as if the fabric of reality itself was shifting and realigning around him. The light intensified, and the hangar bay seemed to dissolve into a kaleidoscope of swirling colors and distorted geometries. Zane gasped as visions of unfathomable wonders and cosmic marvels flooded his mind, each more breathtaking than the last. Vast citadels of energy floating amidst the void, civilizations that spanned entire galaxies, their technologies beyond mortal comprehension. Beings of pure thought and energy, transcending the boundaries of physical existence. The visions came in a relentless torrent, overwhelming his senses and shattering the foundations of his understanding. He felt himself adrift in a sea of cosmic profundities, each revelation more profound than the last. Just when he thought he could endure no more, the light faded, and the hangar bay coalesced around them once more. Zane found himself on his knees, his body trembling with the aftershocks of the experience. Alicia was at his side in an instant, her face etched with concern. "Captain, are you all right?" Zane nodded weakly, his mind still reeling from the visions he had witnessed. I think so. But what was that?" The archivist regarded them with an inscrutable expression. "A mere glimpse into the vastness of existence, Captain Merrick. A fleeting taste of the truths that lie beyond the boundaries of your limited perceptions." Kira stared at the towering being, her eyes wide with a mixture of awe and disbelief. "Those things we saw, those civilizations, those beings, they're all real." The archivist inclined its head ever so slightly. "As real as the ground upon which you stand, Lieutenant Voss. The cosmos is a tapestry of infinite wonders, and you have merely glimpsed the first few threads." Zane felt a profound sense of humility wash over him as the weight of the archivist's words sank in. They had ventured forth into the unknown, seeking answers to the mysteries of the cosmos, and now they found themselves bearing witness to truths that shattered the very foundations of their understanding. As he rose to his feet, his gaze met that of his crew, his family, and he saw the same awe and trepidation reflected in their eyes. They had crossed a threshold, stepped into a realm of cosmic profundities that would forever alter their perception of existence. And in that moment, Zane knew that their journey had only just begun. Chapter 5. Transcendence. The Odyssey drifted amidst the vast expanse of the hangar bay, its crew still reeling from the revelations they had witnessed. Zane stood on the bridge, his gaze fixed upon the towering form of the Archivist's colossal structure, his mind struggling to comprehend the cosmic truths that had been unveiled before them. "Captain," Alicia's voice broke the silence, her tone laced with a mixture of awe and trepidation. "We're receiving a transmission from the Archivists." Zane steeled himself, his heart pounding in his chest. "On screen." The view screen flickered to life, revealing the luminescent form of the archivist they had encountered. Its piercing gaze seemed to bore into the very depths of Zane's soul, laying bare his innermost thoughts and fears. "You have borne witness to the unveiling, Captain Merrick," the being intoned, its voice resonating with the weight of eons. "The tapestry of existence has been unfurled before you, revealing but a glimpse of the cosmic profundities that lie beyond the boundaries of your limited perceptions." Zane swallowed hard, his mind still reeling from the visions he had experienced. What does it all mean? Why have you shown us these things? The archivist regarded him with an inscrutable expression. "Your species stands upon the precipice of a profound evolution, Captain, an evolution that will transcend the barriers of flesh and blood, elevating you to a higher plane of existence." Kira's eyes widened in disbelief. "You're talking about, ascension? Becoming beings of energy and thought? Like you?" The archivist inclined its head ever so slightly. "Indeed, Lieutenant Voss. The path to transcendence has been laid before you, a journey that will forever alter the course of your species." A heavy silence descended upon the bridge as the weight of the being's words sank in. Zane felt a profound sense of both exhilaration and trepidation coursing through his veins. "And if we choose to embark on this journey?" he asked, his voice tinged with a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. The archivist's luminescent form seemed to pulse with an inscrutable rhythm. "Then you will bear witness to truths that will shatter the very foundations of your existence. You will shed the shackles of your mortal forms and ascend to a higher plane of consciousness, joining the cosmic choir that resonates throughout the vastness of creation." Alicia's brow furrowed, her expression one of skepticism and concern. "But at what cost, Captain? Are we truly prepared to surrender our humanity, our very essence, for this transcendence?" Zane met her gaze, his eyes brimming with a resolve that had been forged in the fires of their extraordinary journey. "Perhaps it is not a matter of surrendering our humanity, Alicia, but rather embracing the boundless potential that lies within us all." He turned his attention back to the towering form of the archivist, his voice resonating with a newfound sense of purpose. "We accept your offer, Archivists. Show us the path to transcendence, and we will walk it with open eyes and unwavering determination." The archivist regarded him for a moment, its piercing gaze seeming to peer into the very depths of his soul. Then, with a subtle nod, it spoke once more. "So be it, Captain Merrick. The journey will be arduous, fraught with challenges that will test the limits of your mortal existence. But those who persevere, who embrace the cosmic truths that lie before them, shall be forever transformed." A brilliant light began to emanate from the heart of the colossal structure, bathing the Odyssey in its radiant embrace. Zane felt a surge of energy coursing through his very being, as if the fabric of reality itself was shifting and realigning around him. The light intensified, and the hangar bay seemed to dissolve into a kaleidoscope of swirling colours and distorted geometries. Zane gasped as visions of unfathomable wonders and cosmic marvels flooded his mind, each more breathtaking than the last. Vast citadels of energy floating amidst the void, civilizations that spanned entire galaxies, their technologies beyond mortal comprehension. Beings of pure thought and energy, transcending the boundaries of physical existence. The visions came in a relentless torrent, overwhelming his senses and shattering the foundations of his understanding. He felt himself adrift in a sea of cosmic profundities, each revelation more profound than the last. And then, just as he thought he could endure no more, the light faded, and the hangar bay coalesced around them once more. Zane found himself standing on the bridge of the Odyssey, his body trembling with the aftershocks of the experience. But something had changed. A profound shift had occurred, a fundamental alteration in their very perception of existence. As he looked around at his crew, he saw the same awe and wonder reflected in their eyes, the same dawning realization that they had crossed a threshold from which there was no return. "Captain," Kira breathed, her voice barely above a whisper, I can see it. The tapestry of existence. The cosmic symphony that resonates through every fibre of our being. Zane nodded, a profound sense of clarity washing over him. As can I, Lieutenant. We have taken the first steps upon the path of transcendence, and the universe itself has opened before us. Alicia's gaze met his, her eyes brimming with a newfound sense of purpose. What are your orders, Captain? Where do we go from here? Zane allowed a resolute smile to spread across his face as he turned his attention towards the vast expanse of the cosmos that stretched out before them. We continue our journey, Commander, he replied, his voice resonating with a cosmic profundity. We embrace the truths that have been unveiled before us, and we carry the torch of transcendence into the deepest reaches of the universe. For we are no longer mere explorers, my friends. We are the harbingers of a new age, the guardians of a cosmic legacy that will echo throughout the vastness of existence itself. As the Odyssey surged forward, propelled by newfound purpose and cosmic understanding, Zane knew that they had embarked upon a journey unlike any other. The path ahead would be fraught with challenges and revelations that would test the very limits of their existence. But for those who embraced the truth that had been unveiled, for those who dared to transcend the boundaries of their mortal forms, the universe itself would unfurl before them, revealing wonders and profundities beyond their wildest imaginings. And in that moment, as the crew of the Odyssey ventured forth into the unknown, they knew that they were no longer mere travellers upon the cosmic sea. They were the heralds of a new age, the architects of a transcendent destiny that would forever alter the course of existence itself. Chapter 6. Apotheosis. The Odyssey soared through the vast expanse of the cosmos, a mere speck amidst the tapestry of existence that had been unfurled before them. Zane stood at the observation deck, his gaze fixed upon the kaleidoscope of wonders that unfolded before his eyes. Nebulae swirled and pulsated with the rhythms of creation, their ethereal tendrils reaching out to embrace the stars that danced within their cosmic embrace. Civilizations of unimaginable complexity thrived within the vast expanse, their technologies and cultures a tapestry woven from the threads of infinite possibility. And yet, these were but the opening notes in the symphony of existence that had been revealed to them. Zane could sense the cosmic vibrations that resonated through every fibre of his being, a harmony that transcended the boundaries of physical existence. "Captain," Alicia's voice broke the silence, her tone laced with a newfound sense of cosmic profundity. "We're approaching the coordinates provided by the Archivists." Zane turned to face her, his eyes brimming with a mixture of anticipation and trepidation. "Take us out of warp, Commander. Let's see what wonders await us." The Odyssey slowed to a crawl, emerging from the shimmering vortex of subspace into a realm that defied comprehension. Zane's breath caught in his throat as he beheld the spectacle that unfolded before them. A vast citadel of energy floated amidst the void, its towering spires and intricate structures pulsating with the rhythms of existence itself. Streams of scintillating light flowed through its crystalline edifices, weaving a tapestry of cosmic consciousness that seemed to permeate the very fabric of reality. "By the stars," Kira breathed, her eyes wide with awe and wonder. It's a nexus, a convergence point for the cosmic symphony." Zane nodded, his mind attuned to the cosmic vibrations that echoed through the citadel. A place of transcendence, where the boundaries between physical and metaphysical blur, and the true nature of existence is laid bare. As the Odyssey drew closer, Zane could feel the energy tendrils reaching out to embrace them, beckoning them to surrender themselves to the cosmic apotheosis that awaited. "Captain," Alicia's voice held a note of trepidation, "are you certain we're ready for this? Once we cross that threshold, there may be no turning back." Zane met her gaze, his eyes brimming with a resolution that had been forged in the fires of cosmic revelation. "We have journeyed far, my friend. and borne witness to truths that have shattered the foundations of our existence. But the path of transcendence is not one we walk alone. He turned his attention back to the crew, his family, the beings who had been forever transformed by the unveiling they had experienced. We are the harbingers of a new age, the architects of a cosmic legacy that will echo throughout the vastness of creation itself, and it is our destiny to embrace the apotheosis that awaits, to shed the shackles of our mortal forms, and ascend to a higher plane of consciousness. A profound silence descended upon the bridge as the weight of Zane's words sank in. Then, one by one, his crew nodded, their faces etched with a resolve that burned brighter than the stars themselves. "Take us in, Commander," Zane ordered, his voice resonating with cosmic certainty. The Odyssey surged forward, propelled by newfound purpose and cosmic understanding. As they crossed the threshold into the citadel's embrace, a brilliant light enveloped them, searing away the boundaries of their physical existence. Zane gasped as he felt himself unraveling, his very essence dissolving into a tapestry of pure energy and consciousness. The ship around him seemed to fade away, replaced by a vast expanse of cosmic profundities that stretched out in every direction. And then he heard it, the symphony of existence, a cosmic chorus that resonated through every fibre of his being. He could see the strands of creation, the intricate patterns that wove the tapestry of reality itself. Civilizations rose and fell in the blink of an eye, their stories etched into the fabric of the cosmos. Beings of pure thought and energy danced amidst the cosmic ballet, their existences intertwined with the rhythms of existence itself. And in that moment, Zane knew that they had transcended the boundaries of their mortal existence. They had become something more, something that defied conventional understanding. They were the ascended, the guardians of cosmic truths, the custodians of existence itself. As he embraced the cosmic symphony that resonated through his very being, Zane felt a profound sense of purpose and belonging wash over him. They had journeyed far, endured trials and revelations that had shattered the foundations of their existence. But in the end, they had emerged triumphant, their spirits forged in the fires of cosmic transcendence. And as they ventured forth into the boundless expanse of creation, they knew that their legacy would echo throughout the vastness of existence itself, a testament to the boundless potential that lay within the hearts and souls of all beings. For they were no longer mere travellers upon the cosmic sea. They were the ascended, the harbingers of a new age, the architects of a transcendent destiny that would forever alter the tapestry of creation itself. And as they surrendered themselves to the cosmic symphony, their existences forever intertwined with the rhythms of existence, Zane knew that their journey had only just begun,